now.
Yeah.
So I know that there is an element in the gay community that, there's this whole tension between do we assimilate or do we be just as, exactly who we are no matter what and expect everybody to accept us. And I'm really of the mind that we should be who we are and, people should accept us. But I know that there is, like I said, an element in the gay community that doesn't want to acknowledge the similarities with the trans community because trans is somehow, the feeling is that people will have more difficulty accepting trans people, and that if, I'm thinking of gay men and, MTF, which is kind of a male to female outdated term these days, but if there, is an acknowledgement of like the struggles that the two communities share, then, and all that we have in common, which I think is so much more, we have more in common than we don't, that then the straight, or whatever non-LGBT community is going to be like, well, look at all those weirdos, and like it's easier on some level to accept gay men, and that there's a fear that, accepting the overlap too much is going to be hurt the gay community. Am I being clear about that? Okay. So, and what did you say? Talk about memories and stuff.
Well, when are there moments where have you faced experiences with gay men, or where there's been issues? Have you faced experiences, trying to assimilate or not wanting to assimilate or expecting to assimilate?
Mm-hmm.
Or when you went to Pride this year, if you could talk about like HOCO Pride, how was it, and how did it change your perception, or did it give you hope?
Oh yeah, it definitely gave me hope, because I think of Howard County Summer where I can, be who I am and be out in public and it's going to be okay. But I didn't realize that there was as much support and, love for the LGBT or particularly trans community as there was. I mean, we had close to 10,000 people who attended. And God, I'm much more nervous in front of camera as myself. I'm not so nervous when I'm doing like, the digital short that we talked about. But I think that there is, I have faced some, I don't know if prejudice is the right word from gay men and stuff. And like I said, I identified as gay for a long time. I had no issues with trans people. I didn't have any hesitation. And I, saying we're all one and let's be together and we're fighting the same fight and let's fight this, struggle together. But I have had some issues with gay men not wanting to, acknowledge trans people as similar or sharing a lot of the same experiences. But I feel like most of it was just a misunderstanding. And when I talked to those people that I'm thinking of, they were like, okay, well, I get what's going on, and I'm happy to, maybe it's not that simple, or that it was just like, oh, okay, I get it now and everything's fine. But there was progress, and I think there can be progress. So I have a lot of hope. And yeah, definitely a lot of it is based on the success of HOCO Pride. It was just amazing, and it was amazing for me as someone who grew up, like I said, I identified as gay and trans in Howard County. Like I said, I always had a level of comfort, but it was just, I felt like, my heart that day was just so, just bursting, because I felt like there's so much love and acceptance here, and that's great. We're even further than I thought we were.
That's great.